This
This
call is being
again.
recorded.
Awesome. All right. Thank you for your patience.
Thank you. Sorry about the last time. I don't. Well, yeah, phones. My bad for the last time. But thank you for
Not a problem.
rebooking me.
That's not even a problem. Yeah, and I'm glad you got the natal chart because we see that you actually have an alien construct in your chart. So please don't hesitate to interrupt. If there's anything you want to ask or if there's any questions you would like to ask, please feel free to do so. If there's anything you'd want to mention too, please also feel free. And yeah, right off the bat, I'm glad to see that in your natal chart, you do have one of my more favorite alien constructs, which represents or features uh, Pluto on the sun. In fact, I'm actually a big fan of this year because, as we can see, this specific year, 1980, was where we see Saturn, Jupiter, and Pluto come into Libra. It's a
Oh,
very, very, yeah, powerful year. You, of course, were born right before Jupiter entered Libra, but it's something to speak of since 2020 was the first time that you really broke through with this triple conjunction in Capricorn, which represented as a Libra sun, the social, cultural, collective breakthrough between the extreme expression of yourself and awareness of social interactions and how it ties into the collectives all around the world and
mm, mhm.
having to deal with the lack of integrity or integrity within people and still maintaining that balance, which may have been very, very stressful, especially going through the Pluto square right now. But I'm going to share this article with you because you would count as a Saturn and Pluto power alien, which is
Oh
a
shit.
huge deal. Oh yeah, especially the Pluto. The Pluto power aliens can understand the true nature of death, sex, and rebirth. This is everything
Mm,
that I'm going to share this article when I send you the recording for you to read. You can destroy that which isn't built on truth. Understand the true nature of birth, sex, death, and power. Generate energy and power. Perform psychic surgery. Um, Perform an
yay.
exorcism. Scan the
Oh
astral
shit.
plane. And oh my goodness, and then with Saturn, you can turn time backwards and forwards. You can create sacred forms and altars, manifest anything into third dimensional reality. Saturn is experienced as karmic limitations. The first 30 years, it's almost like a weight on you and difficulty in social situations since it's in Libra. But this effectively makes you a karmic lord. And literally gives you literal power over karma. And the simplest way I can say that this works is it's not really like a tit for tat thing, in this
Mhm,
false way people look at karma, but
mhm,
realistically and practically, because you are now an aspect of not just karma, but Pluto here, extremely like these are two planets in astrology that don't play at all.
mm,
And so
right.
like this really speaks to the nature of you. You're someone who lives with social integrity in that you're not going to get a slap on the wrist if you step out of integrity. There's going
Mhm,
to be a lot more pressure and integrity to kind of deal with. And so with that being said, anybody who, while you're bearing this burden of holding the social environment around you to this extreme purity and integrity. Anyone who now, while you're holding that responsibility, deals with you irresponsibly or impurely, is experiencing harsh penalties. They can get in a car accident. Something really bad can happen to them. You yourself might actually walk away from the situation like, oh, that person didn't know better, because you actually have an understanding of character, and you can realistically be like, wow, like, oh, well, I hope that person learns their lesson genuinely with no malice in your heart, and just understanding, right? Doesn't change the fact
mhm,
that their whole world will probably be screwed up, because this is like the just as a karmic lord, the consequences that come through here, just to kind of give you an idea of how powerful these alien constructs are. Pluto and Saturn, which are not the biggest fan of humanity, like Venus actually m- is a fan a little bit. Like Venus will go out of her way to, provide beauty, balance, and opportunity. Pluto, not so much. Pluto is only a fan of those who are pure, and we don't really live in a pure world, and there's not much integrity really. So, it's something to keep in mind, especially if there's a lot of difficulty in social environments. It's really mainly due to this supernaturally powerful quality of your spirit that, like an exorcist, will seek to really purify and awaken latent power in how people see themselves. And so in Libra, all of this is applied socially. This is going to bring an extreme quality to social dynamics. And you are going to be someone who awakens the true character in somebody. I like to see this as like fashion makeover energy, or really, character makeover energy, where you're able to really awaken the true self of somebody. And so to see that your moon is in Aquarius is even cooler, because now you're the extraordinary celestial artist that understands and is receptive to the knowledge of what actions to take socially. And this is actually some of the highest genius quality of Libra power. Does that resonate so far?
All of it. Yes. Very much so. All of it. Yes.
Oh, you know what? My apologies. You kind of sound a bit scratchy here.
Oh no. Here, sorry, let me take. I'm just gonna switch to my iPhone. I had my speakers on.
Oh, there we go. I can hear you.
Okay, cool.
And you
Yes,
know what?
yes. All of this is resonating.
Oh, that's beautiful. And also, happy belated birthday.
Yay! 41.
Right, that's awesome. Um,
Thank you.
my North Node is in Aquarius, and I noticed that people who have like the North Node opposite your North Node, it may
Mhm.
suggest that we may have been soulmates in each other's lifetime. So this may not be the first time we're connecting this lifetime, in a sense.
You and me?
Yeah, I also I also have this aspect with my mother, and anyone that is born like 10 years older or younger than you, you'll have this
Mm.
aspect with them. So it's interesting, because once again, we see that your destiny path has a lot to do with coming into the spotlight, which is very important. It's not, interestingly enough, it's 11th house to your Libra sun too, which indicates an element of fame. But the moon on your south node means that you came into this lifetime with soul knowledge of your past life. And
Oh,
I
shit.
always love saying this. So South Node in Aquarius means you technically you came from the ancient future. And
The
you're
ancient future.
right.
Oh,
And
what?
you're bridging these cosmic concepts as a resource in order to bring inspiration and creativity. Honestly, it's very interesting too, because we're seeing a peculiar dynamic here where you have a very relevant T square that's being activated right now. So it's not a coincidence that you have the moon on the south node directly square Chiron, which is opposite your Mercury. And so this is a cross and generator of energy in all forms, kind of like the world card, where you have the pure energy
Mhm.
of, right? Your mind processes pure energy in the most genius and unconventional ways within a moment,
Yay.
which right, which is very important, because once again, you have Pluto on your sun. So this is psychoanalyzation at such a
Yeah.
genius quality that within mere moments, you know a little bit too much about people who you probably just met. And it could be off of like the most minute thing. Like someone could have picked their nose, and now you know they're a serial killer for some reason. And
Yeah.
right, it's
Right?
just I kinda get that image in those, detective television shows. You know how, like, the detective is able to just discern, like, so much just off of the smallest things people do, like, "Oh, well, you were eating your breakfast in a weird way, and, most people eat this bread," and it's just like, "How did you figure all that out?" And I see that this is kinda like the power you have. Except it's not over the top, it's actually practically functional, and it
Yeah.
really enables you to really see into the core of someone's character and really
Mhm.
awaken them to aspects they're unconscious to, which could really speak to how you trigger the crap out of people. But,
I
the
do.
right? But the truth will may piss people off before it sets them free.
It's true. I've been a nurse for 20 years, and I retired last January before the whole pandemic hit. But when I would have patients on my 12-hour night shifts, like I noticed like certain things, like patients act like a person's accent or like something like that. And then I'd ask them a question. They'd be like, "How did you know?" And I'd be like, "Yeah, I just yeah."
Which
So
is
yeah, that
fascinating because I was just about to ask if you're involved in any, because seeing Chiron of healing in Taurus, I was gonna ask if you're involved in any Reiki or healing, and knowing you're a nurse makes a lot of sense. Or we're a nurse makes a lot of sense, which is
Yeah,
awesome.
so I actually so I've been a nurse for almost 20 years, but I took a step back from the whole hospital scene. I actually got certified as a sound healer, and that's why I moved from San Francisco down here to the Long Beach area. I want to kind of jump into that field. And then I'm actually starting a new job today at this kind of like day spa thing that I'm going to be doing like intravenous vitamins and like vitamin shots and stuff like that. So, yeah, moving into new modalities definitely.
That's beautiful. And now you've given me context of how personally um we see, because with Chiron square your north node, this shows us that your soul and healing is directly intertwined with your destiny. And so now we see the modality of sound healing played through Uranus opposite Chiron. Because
Mm.
right, and then Mercury is literally like your brain that's able to process wisdom at such an unconventionally pure level that this enables
Mhm.
you to psychoanalyze in claircognizant levels where you just automatically understand the deeper psychology of the pure energy at play. All of that pure energy is now
Mhm.
converting into natural energy through Chiron. So I notice people with this, like when they work with people, they know intuitively exactly where to touch someone to really
Yes.
heal energy, right? Or ground
Ye
stuck energy. So I love to know that sound healing is the way this works, because the moon in Aqua is bridging in that knowledge of vibrations and frequencies. But what
Yes.
Right, but what people don't realize is that your soul is an aspect of an extraterrestrial celestial goddess that actually has all the knowledge in existence. So it's like everything you know isn't like what a PhD scientist knows. It's like
Right.
it's like what an ancient alien knows. And so
Right.
to to
Right.
these scientists, they may look at you like you're crazy, but really
Mhm.
you're looking at them like you don't even know. Like
Like, you don't even know.
you're just making theories in your little science labs, and I'm I'm bringing the knowledge of the goddess in for this new age.
Oh my god, that's amazing. That's amazing. I love that. I love that. I resonate with like way back when, Egypt and all that stuff, when they had like actual sound healing rooms, and all you had to like it was certain, frequencies, and the people just had to lay down and they just had to, like run that frequency. Like that's what I see in my head, you know what I mean? Like
And it's very important to know that the North Node is going to come into Taurus next year and unlock this aspect of your healing journey. Uranus has made it full, it's making a full opposition. And the opposition of Uranus and Scorpio to Taurus is this unconventional generation and manifestation of extreme pure energy. I mean, you're so powerful, my friend, that like people, this energy is going to react to maybe your emotions. And like, should you get super angry or tense, like people
right.
around will not only feel that intensity, certain people could faint if your power wasn't limited the way it is, and is now naturally kind of unlocking because there's so much spiritual pressure that you can manifest around you in relation to
Ah,
the energy around you too. This helps you transmute all sorts of negativity and darkness once
mhm,
again, like an exorcist would. And okay, now we know you do sound healing, so boom, that even adds so much more to this capability of transmutation. So Uranus is bringing all that pure energy generated, and it's now unconventionally through your body, enabling you to manifest it at will and to really ground more this pure wisdom and psychological concepts in practical, bite-sized ways that enable
mhm,
people not only to be physically healed coming into next year, now that you've gone through soul evolution and Saturn is like mastering your soul and unlocking more of this destiny, you're
mhm.
going to come into such extra, not that you haven't already, but this is just going to evolve the level of extraordinary success and completion that comes in through your healing. Because what's going to happen is you're going to align to this aspect of your destiny and you're
Yeah,
going to be doing these healings and people are going to be freaking out because it's like, I went to this doctor, and like,
yeah,
what you did completely healed me. And people are going to have a hard time racking their brain around how, what they thought was just a normal sound healing cured them of their cancer or cured them of, HIV and just stuff that is now going to take this to such a legitimately supernatural level and really now start to push the boundaries of how controversial what you're doing
yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah,
And you now bridging, and that's really your destiny. It's like you're taking that soul knowledge of these more advanced modalities and you're presenting it in a creative way that's fun for people and that people can really at a heart level tap into. And
mm,
right. And we see that you have Neptune in Sagittarius with Mars. This now speaks of the clairvoyant visions that extend apart your extreme social awareness and power interacting with others socially. So Neptune is going to really dynamically influence the transcendent quality of your attitude and how you're able to tap into the astral realm of imagination through visuals. And we see Venus squares this. So Jupiter and Venus squaring this more so put in check the wild Sagittarius nature. Because see, Sagittarius is unstable. So like it
mm,
does show you visions, right? But like you
mhm,
can see
mhm.
anything, right? So Virgo's going to ground those visions in relation to what you analyze here in reality and show you like a higher spiritual realm meaning for what you see
Mhm.
here in real life. It's like
Oh,
it's, it's like you can see, it's like you have glasses that you can put on and analyze how the higher meaning of what is happening really here, giving you
mm,
both worlds.
okay,
Right.
okay.
And it's interesting because now this natural healing quality of Chiron directly trines Venus. So but by the way, that's the Nine of Pentacles. That's the very wealthy, independently successful woman. And so this is you integrating that mastery with Virgo from the strength of Taurus. And yeah, we do also see here that Jupiter at the tail end of Virgo brings so much expansion to your ability to analyze, giving you the best of both worlds, where, like a scientist, you can properly inductively or deductively analyze, but like a celestial goddess, you have this soul knowledge that it's once again weird. This also squares Scorpio. The weird quality of this is that you do have the ability to claircognizantly know things through ESP without really knowing. And so it's like
Mm,
you can know
yeah.
things without details and then still analyze with Virgo and confirm everything that you already know within.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
So, so did you have any final questions at all?
Um, no, all of that just resonates and is kind of exciting. I mean, right now, like in October, 2021, like I'm going by like month to month, like literally, like I've been in Airbnb since I've gotten down here. I've been living a credit card life. I'm just about to start this job, so like, trying to find the next, path is like, you know, like you grow up, you graduate high school, you go to college, you get the degree, you get the job, and then, you know, you find the partner and you have the kids and all this stuff. So now I'm just like, oh shit, what next? What next? What next?
Right. And we have to embrace that you are
Yeah.
concluding a very important cycle. You're going through a Pluto square right now, and you're stepping into an even more important cycle. So congratulations. You did all the work already. So this is you coming into next year, establishing the results of that. And congratulations.
I love it when you say to us congratulations, because I do feel like I have been doing some work, but it's like, you know, like people don't understand like what that work means. You know what I mean? Like,
Right.
yeah, yeah, it's been a journey. Okay.
Beautiful. Well, I'm going to send you this recording and you stay blessed as always.